Hi there, I'm Jeff Flum. I'm here with Alois. We're from Ping Skills, and today's masterclass is about spin and speed. Now, Alois, quite a few people seem to have trouble when they're trying to increase the speed of their strokes, maintaining that spin, and what they often do is flatten the ball out and it'll just fly over the edge of the table and go out.
Yep.
That's a common problem. How do we overcome that?
Yeah, it's a really common problem. That's why it's really important at the start to get your strokes correct. So when we're making the slow strokes, if you get the strokes correct, then you can speed that same stroke up to get a fast ball.
Okay, so that's why we spent the first 4 weeks of the training sessions working on consistency.
Yep.
Just get those strokes ingrained and perfectly functioning.
Yep. And it's a real focus at Ping Skills to make sure your technique is good. If your technique isn't good, then when you start to speed things up, the ball will start to fly everywhere. So when we're starting to speed things up here now, what we want to do is make sure we're maintaining our stroke and maintaining the spin on the ball when we're playing the fast top spin. You can flatten the ball out a little bit because that naturally gets the ball to go faster. But if you haven't got any topspin on the ball, then the consistency goes right down and you're going to miss too many balls.
Okay, so work on the speed and the spin.
Yes, maintaining the spin on the contact is vital.
Okay, all right, should we do some demonstrations?
Yeah, absolutely, let's do it. So when we're playing slow topspin, this is what it looks like. To play a fast topspin, if you've got your technique correct, you just need to speed up that same stroke and the ball goes faster. Maintain the contact, maintain the topspin. With the right technique, you can hit the ball as fast as you want and it'll still go on.
So if we're trying to play it faster, what are some signs that we might not be doing it correctly?
Okay, so if the ball starts sailing off the end of the table or into the net too often, okay, that means you're probably not getting enough spin on the ball.
Okay.
Yep. So make sure in that situation you might want to just slow down a little bit, get the technique correct again, and just speed it up slowly.
Okay, start speeding it up. All right. And is there any sort of clearance over the net that we should be looking for?
You don't want it to go too high over the net.
Yep.
Okay, so for more speed, it necessarily needs to be fairly low over the net.
Yep. Okay.
If the ball's going too high over the net, then it's going to be too slow.
All right. So try and aim a little bit lower.
Yep.
But still watch that it's not sailing off or going into the net too much.
Yes.
You still want the ball to dip.
Yep. So the ball, and it might take a little bit of training to actually start to see the ball dipping, but the ball will start to dip down onto the table with the topspin. That's the effect the topspin has. It drags the ball down onto the table.
Okay, so start trying to track that ball really closely, see if you can pick up the arc of the ball.
Yep. And if it's going sailing off the end of the table, it probably means you've got too flat a contact, you need more spin.
Okay, good tips.
You can see Jeff's technique doesn't change. So on the backhand side, to get more speed, you maintain the same stroke and that will generate the spin, and the fastness of the stroke will generate the speed. So same technique, fast action, speed and spin. Nice. Good technique, and fast. It's a beautiful backhand.
Now, I seem to find that there's generally two different types of players when it comes to working with speed and spin. There's the sort of player that just always wants to hit the ball fast, and then there's the player that wants to be really consistent and never wants to make a mistake. So if we are trying to improve our speed and spin, which of those approaches is right?
Yeah, you need to have that base. You need to have that base of being able to hit the ball on, and then from there you speed it up and try and push the boundaries as much as you can, and generate as much speed as you can.
Okay, so it's almost like there's two distinct phases. We need to make sure we've got our consistency right first.
Yes.
And then if we want to improve our speed, it's kind of necessary to take a few risks and actually speed up the shot, and we're going to make mistakes,
yeah.
but that's part of the learning process.
Yeah, it's absolutely part of the learning process. And it's an area that a lot of people do fail at, because once they develop good technique, they're too happy to keep that perfect technique and don't have the courage to just get out there and make a few mistakes. So if you feel like your technique is really solid, maybe now's the time to just start to loosen up a little bit, start to get a little bit more speed with some of your strokes, because hitting winners is a really good way of winning some points.
Okay, yep, so take some practice sessions and really work on taking some risks and trying to hit the ball faster.
Yep, absolutely. But still, if you maintain the spin, then you'll still have that comfort of the consistency.
Okay, so that is the key. When you are increasing that, always try and keep that technique working exactly as you always have.
Yep. So the techniques that we teach you at Ping Skills are techniques that you will be able to use right through from a beginner level to an advanced level and increase the speed with.
Alright, so once you've got that technique down, take a few risks and try and increase the speed of your shots, and you'll improve how fast you can hit the ball with speed and spin, so you'll still be consistent as you start to hit the ball faster.